Hey guys, welcome back to the Socially Awesome channel. Elise Smith here, and today we are continuing with our theme of humanizing your brand online, on social media, and in digital marketing all the month of May. So last week, actually on Tuesday, we talked about speaking and sharing your authentic story. And today we're going to kind of elaborate a little bit more on that about sharing your brand's authenticity, but also with integrity. So it sounds kind of cliche, but when it comes to social media, your best option is to be yourself. So it's very hard to do that. We all have FOMO. We all want to be, the it person. We want to have all the followers. We see someone else is winning, and maybe we don't feel like we're winning, and you get into that imposter syndrome and all the things. But you have to be willing and open up as your own transparent self, because people can tell when you're not being real, when you're being fake. Okay. And that sounds cliche. I know it sounds like something, oh, we've heard this before, but it's so important. Okay. If you expect others to understand and connect with who you are, and in order for you to feel truly aligned in what you're doing and who you're serving, you've got to be true to yourself. So let your audience be a part of your journey and be humble enough to share the good, bad, and ugly with them. So I'll walk you through a few examples of that today, because there is such thing as oversharing. Some people don't mind it. Some people will be turned off by it. You've got to just find out what you're comfortable with and how much you're comfortable with sharing. But sharing the losses as much as the wins humanizes your brand. No person can win every time, all the time, right? Everyone has a flip-flop. They fail forward. There's a loss somewhere there that you can share, and that's going to appeal to your audience by saying, wow, she really did share that, or wow, she was true with us or authentic with us. And that makes them understand your journey even more. So an example of that would be either admitting fault. So maybe you made a bad decision in marketing, or you made a TikTok that you thought was funny and it offended someone, or you have to decide between what are you going to admit was the wrong move and what just turned off the wrong person. So if it's something that you do and it's offensive to someone, but it still aligns with your values and your mission, then I say move forward. Unfortunately, someone will always be offended. But if it truly didn't align with your values or your brand, or you step back and you say, ooh, that was maybe wrong of me to do, admit fault to it. Go live, make another reel, make another TikTok, and let people know, hey, I did this. I screwed up. But I'm here to, admit that I was wrong. And I appreciate you understanding. Like, just showing that vulnerability will connect with the right people. And I tell my clients this very often. I have several quick service industry clients that we manage their online reputation as far as like their reviews and their customer comments, their customer concerns. And I always tell them, acknowledge it. Even if we were not wrong, acknowledge it, apologize, and do what you can. So what I meant by we're not wrong, occasionally you're going to get a customer that read their receipt wrong, and they thought when it really said they saved $16, they thought it meant their total was $16. So then they write a nasty review, and they call everyone and tell everyone that they were overcharged, when in actuality the customer just didn't read the receipt right. And yes, this is based on a very true story from like 2 days ago. But as a brand, we apologize. No, the customer is not always correct. The customer was absolutely incorrect in this situation. But to have empathy and be humanized, we have to say, hey, look, we apologize that this was a misunderstanding. Let me explain it to you. And what can we do to make it better? You can't always make it better. You can't give the customer, free food for life because they couldn't read the receipt. But if you at least acknowledge it, especially publicly, versus like responding to those nasty comments on social media. Don't ever get into the social media argument with people. It's just not worth it. But acknowledging the comment and saying, hey, look, we would love to discuss this with you and see how we can make it better. Your other customers will see that, and they will see that you are taking your customers into consideration. You are wanting to make things right, and they will respect it. So Customers will be interested in hearing your struggles just as much as they are as hearing your successes. Okay. So let your brand's personality shine through in everything that you do and communicate it in a way that complements and supports your brand. So, another example of that, I very often share things that are, hot mess express type content, just real vulnerable content about my life. My life's not picture perfect. We half the time I'm in sweatpants, like whatever, but that doesn't have anything to do with my success with my clients. And they know that. I get on client calls all the time with no makeup and sweatpants, and my clients respect it because they're paying me for what's in my brain, not what I'm wearing. And I love that. That's vulnerable, and that shows my audience the same thing, right? That's me communicating to them that, hey, my brand's going to be authentic. We're going to stay true, and I'm going to do that in a way that complements it. So what complements your brand that you can bring out? And remember, if you're a solopreneur, your brand is you. So that's just me. I told my husband the other day, I have a vision board and, really do believe in visualizing what you want. And I have several ladies on my team, my network marketing team, that are putting Louis Vuittons on their board. I'm not a purse person. I don't have one on my board. I'm not into it. But I did find some very smooth Louis Vuitton sandals that maybe one day I'll splurge on. But that's me. That's authentic, right? I didn't put the purse on my vision board just because everyone else did. That's my husband carries my stuff when we go somewhere. That's just how it is. He's got pockets. So that's just authentic to me. And you've got to find what complements you. So by staying true to your brand's authentic self, it becomes easier to maintain a constant voice and personality and create constant content. Okay. So it's not a struggle for me to create content because I'm not afraid to share what's actually happening. When you have to sit there and think about what am I going to share today, you're overthinking it because you're too scared to show what's actually happening. Social media, if you kept it social and you had a strategy behind it, but you also were vulnerable enough to share behind the scenes, you can make content out of anything. So you've got to really align with what your brand means and what you're open to sharing. So I hope that helps. If you got any value out of today's episode, please feel free to leave a review. It is the absolute best content, best compliment that you can give us. And we will give you a shout out for it. I really do mean it's the best content. Like sharing that you enjoyed this episode is perfect for me. It helps me continue to bring these episodes to you and share those tips with you every day. Make sure that you click this in the show notes. You get in our free Facebook community, Socially Awesome Entrepreneurs. We give weekly tips, tricks, and trainings in there to help you grow your business online. We have monthly masterclasses, all the resources you could possibly want. And as always, take a screenshot, share this in your stories, and tag me. I will give you a shout out to my audience. That is the best way to grow your own audience, is to get in front of other people's audiences. So until next time, make it simple, make it social, and make it awesome. Thanks, guys.